As always, the new Samsung Galaxy Note 5 is a very interesting and innovative device. You must already know a lot about this phone, but there are some subtle features and hidden tweaks that you might not be aware of. This is Shukesh Banik from Gadgets Portal and welcome you to the very first episode of the awesome tips and tricks tutorial review series on this all new Samsung Galaxy Note 5. Hopefully you will find this video very enjoyable and helpful as before. So let's get started, guys. Well, when you are gaming or in any application and don't want to be disturbed, you can enable the pop-up notification, that is, all the incoming calls and messages will show up in a floating window like this. You can read the whole message and also reply. You won't have to leave the game or app. Well, this is a well-known trick, you must already know this. I'll show you more interesting and hidden features step by step. As you know, you can read the whole message in the notification window. You can pinch to reveal the whole message and reply or call back. This also works in the lock screen. Let me show you. There you get the message. Just swipe down and read the whole message. Let's now fire up the messaging app and show you all the tricks I have for you regarding texting. Well, with the S Pen you can do magic here. For example, just by hovering your S Pen over the messages, you can check the latest message, and the good thing is the messages won't be marked red, so you still get the notification on app. Now suppose you received an unreliable link and don't want to take risk of opening it, then just hover your S Pen and you get a preview. This saves time and you can check what's this link about on the go. Well, this is the link of my S6 Edge Plus tips and tricks video, so check that out if you are interested. The most handy uses of the S Pen is in the handwriting window, and there are basically two ways you can write. First of all, you get the normal one, but if you hover your S Pen over the text input area, you get a new one. This is called direct pen input. Now, though the handwriting window is immune to finger touch, there is a good chance you will accidentally press the back and recent keys. So while writing with your pen, you need to be very cautious, which is quite uncomfortable. What you can do is just press and hold the volume down and the home key simultaneously to launch this feature called interaction control. You can mark the area which is not in use, and this area will be blocked from any touch. The most interesting part is the back resends and the home button stop working, and even the power button doesn't work. So now you can write with peace of mind. I'll show you how to enable this interaction control later on in this review. The whole display is now not sensitive to finger touch anymore. The writing experience with the new S Pen is unmatched, and the handwriting recognition of the Note 5 is as good as it can be. There are a couple of gestures you can apply as well. For example, you can overwrite just like so. If you want to delete a part of the writing, just strike through. It's as simple as that. You can also do that in other ways as well. For example, I can remove H just like so. Now you can separate these two just by drawing a pipeline, and to concatenate, just draw something like that above or below the text, and you can also insert a new letter anywhere on the text just like this way. There is also a drawing mode, that is, draw something and send that as an MMS. To disable interaction control and gain access to the keys, just press and hold the home button and the volume down key simultaneously for a while. That is, it's same as the activation process, and as you can see, the direct pen input handwriting window is available on any text input area. This makes sense because when you are holding your S Pen, you are not supposed to type with your finger on the keyboard. In the messaging area, you get both direct pen input and the typical handwriting window of Samsung. Now there is a feature called pen detection in the messaging settings. That is, if you tap the text input area with your S Pen, the handwriting window automatically opens, and if you tap with your finger, the normal keyboard shows up. While writing with your S Pen, there is no need to bother for spelling. The phone will autocorrect and auto-replace. You can move the text for editing, and almost all the gestures I have shown you work here, except for the last one, that is, you cannot insert a new letter with this gesture, so keep that in mind. Actually, there is an added gesture. You can put enter just like so. You basically won't have to press a single button on the keyboard. Now you will be very happy to know that the handwriting recognition works for almost all the languages that you downloaded on your Note 5, and all the features like the predictive text, the auto spelling correction, that is the auto replace feature, also works. I'll show you how to download the languages and how to switch the keyboards. Let me first show you a very interesting feature called enhanced messaging. With the S Pen inside the phone or pen detection disabled, as you know, the keyboard will automatically switch to the normal keyboard. Now let's talk about the enhanced messaging, which I think you must know. Just on the messaging app, click on more, then setting, enhanced messaging. You need to first register for this feature and an SMS with your details will be sent. You will be charged for the SMS and then it's all free. With this feature, you can chat with other enhanced messaging users via one-to-one or group chat messages and share images and videos up to 1 gig. Now the specialty of this service is you can actually share your media in their original resolution, unlike WhatsApp or almost all the other messaging services, so that's really great. Now if your friend is not using this enhanced messaging service, then also you can share media. The files will be uploaded into the Samsung cloud and a link to the file will be sent to your friend. I have already tried this and this is the message that has been sent. You should keep in mind the file that has been uploaded into the Samsung cloud has only 1 day lifetime. This file sharing service, which is being called Simple Sharing, needs a PIN, and the PIN is the last 4 digits of the recipient's phone number. Now the recipient of this message is basically a Nokia Lumia device and the Simple Sharing link opens on this phone without any issue. This message is encrypted and I need to put the PIN again, so this is totally secured from any interference. Now I can download the original file from the Samsung server. In your messaging application, if your text is too small to read, you can use the volume rocker to change the size and you can also pinch. Now guys, let me show you some tricks on this keyboard. Visit the keyboard settings and you will find an option for adjusting the keyboard size. This is very handy, especially for this huge display phone. Text shortcut is another feature you should try. Let me give you a demo. There are certain phrases or words we use frequently, for example, names, website links, and I am just putting the text shortcuts I have set. In this way, you can save time and effort. This is handy for saying good morning, good night, see you tomorrow, etc. I have also assigned some punctuation marks to the numerical keys, but in this case you need to select from the suggestions because numerical keys don't automatically replace the text. But still, it's nice to have the punctuation marks in the main keyboard. No need to visit the symbols keyboard and look for the frequently used symbols. Now most importantly, this keyboard also supports auto replace and auto spell check. For example, let's write Samsung and as you can see, the phone automatically replaced the word with the correct one and there is a gray underlining to indicate that. Now if the phone cannot find the most probable word for autocorrection, you will get red underlines. Once again, this feature is supported by all the languages that has been downloaded into your Note 5. If you wish, you can disable auto replace and keep the auto spell check only. Now let me show you how to switch to different languages with the help of the spacebar. You need to download the languages first. Well, before I show you that, let me just share a shorthand trick. Just double tap the spacebar to input a full stop or period. Tap and hold and swipe right or left to change the keyboard. Almost all the languages are available for download and I have only 4 at this moment on my phone. You must be familiar with the continuous input, so nothing to show here. The autocorrect or auto replace feature works great in this mode, so there is no need to be 100% accurate or precise. There is also a cursor control, that is, convert your keyboard into a touchpad for moving the cursor over the text. Let me also give you a glimpse of all the languages available for download. Add or download a new language from here. Well buddies, I hope that you are finding this video very useful and enjoyable at the same time. If so, then it will be great if you subscribe to this channel and keep in touch because a lot more videos on this Note 5 are coming up on my channel. On the messaging settings or more option, you get the schedule message option. That is, if you happen to forget your special days all the time, you can schedule a message and save yourself from embarrassment. So schedule your messages right now. You can also lock your important messages from deletion. The message actually doesn't get hidden, only gets blocked. You can check all of your locked messages at once, and in the settings menu you'll find the delete old message option. That is, if the total number of messages exceeds the 1000 mark, then the oldest message will get deleted. This feature is enabled by default, so make sure you disable this. I really don't understand why Samsung has put this option on by default. You can search for messages with keywords. There you go. Well, this video is not sponsored by Ola or any other company including Samsung. You must be familiar with the priority contacts. That is, you can put your favorite contacts here at the top of the messages. Well, that's all I have for you in the messaging application. There are so many features I have shown you, then just imagine how many features I have for you on the whole device. I put lots of efforts in making this video, so please consider subscribing, and if you think my video is worth sharing, then please do share and help me attract more views. Now let me quickly show you how to enable the interaction control feature. Visit the accessibility settings, dexterity and interaction control. If you want, you can put exceptions for these keys. Well, next let me show you few awesome tricks on the dialer as well. Just like the messages, you get pop-up incoming call notifications, and you can now answer, reject or switch to the full screen view. You can mute the ringtone in couple of ways. The most basic and well-known one is just by pressing any of the volume rockers, and this can also be done just by putting your hand on the screen. You can also flip the phone. I'll show you how to enable these gestures in a minute. You also get your latest message and missed call from this contact, and to answer or reject calls, you can just tap on these keys. No need to swipe. This feature is called single tap mode, and I'll show you how to enable this later on in this review. You can ask for extra volume if you are in a noisy area, and not only the S-Planner application can be accessed, you can actually share the event information to the person you are talking to. In fact, you can also take notes on the go. No need to run for pen and paper. This note can be sent back to the person on the other side of the phone call. Using the S Pen, you can also draw something on the action memo and send that as an MMS as well. Now there are a couple of ways for disconnecting this call as well. The most useful one is using the power key. With this key, you can disconnect the call at the very moment you want. No need to bring the phone in front of your eyes and touch the screen. Now to enable the gestures for answering calls, hit the settings menu, motions and gestures, enable mute option. For the single tap mode, visit the accessibility settings and enable single tap mode. This also works in alarms and calendar notifications. Now I'll talk about how many ways you can actually make a call. First of all, just tap the dial button to redial. If you are calling a person from the contacts menu, as you know, you can just swipe right to call and swipe left to message. After opening the contact, if you just put the phone into your ear, the phone will automatically make the call. This feature is called direct dial. You can enable this feature from the motions and gesture settings I have shown you. Last but not the least is the smart dial option. To call Robin, I need to press 7 for R and 6 for O. This is the best way to find contacts, I think. You can also make calls using S-Voice and Google Now. I'll talk about that in the second episode of this video series. During a call, just swipe from either corners at the top and minimize this window. Now press the home button to convert this into a floating icon. It's very handy if you are busy on another application. For example, if you are gaming, you can make a new call or check the ongoing calls. As you know, you will also get the calling information in the notification window as well. To set the power button to end calls, visit the settings menu and answering and ending calls option. Incoming calls can be answered or rejected using voice commands like answer, reject, etc. The home button can also work as the answer key. It's very handy if you are wearing gloves or if your hand is wet. So enable this as well if you want. Open one of your favorite contacts and hit the edit menu. Then you can add a new field. At the bottom you will find vibration pattern, that is you can assign custom pattern for your favorite contacts and also create a new one. So now you can guess who is calling you when this phone is in your pocket. It's very handy when the phone is in the silent mode or you are in a very noisy area and cannot actually hear the ringtone. I also suggest you to assign a custom ringtone for your favorite contacts, and there is a tweak in this as well. There you get the preloaded ringtones and you can add a new one. Now select this sound picker and the phone will automatically scan the loudest part of your music and set that as the ringtone. It's very handy because most of the songs actually start very slow. Well friends, this is the end of episode 1. Episode 2 is on the way, so make sure you are subscribed, and you can also check the description below for the link. There will be total of 4 or 5 episodes and don't miss any show. This Galaxy Note 5 is a damn good looking device with unbelievable jaw-dropping features, and if you don't know all these features, then what is the meaning of getting a smartphone? I have this type of tips and tricks videos on the Note 4, S6 Edge, S6 Edge Plus and S6, S5 etc. Check the channel for that or the description below. Well, you can also like, comment or share this video with your friends if you think this video was really helpful. That's all I have for you today guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Keep in touch and have a nice day.